all know there are 4 kinds of experiences in the world with the different kind of people. They are the experience of pleasure, the experience of happiness, experience of joy, and experience of bliss. You can categorize people into these 4 categories. Even though we have 7 billion population in the world, only 4 categories. Let us see what are these 4 kinds of experiences, and let us also see where we are standing. If at all anything we have to travel a little bit, or we can check ourselves. So it's not enough just to keep on practicing meditation techniques or spiritual practices, sadhanas, etc. It's important to check ourselves where we are standing. A balance sheet, profit and loss account.
We might be in trouble.
Are we on the profit? Or in neutral? Or losing something? Some people used to tell me, I have been in spirituality for 5 years or so, but I don't get any benefit out of it. There are some complaints. I'm not growing much or something like that, they used to convey to me. Yeah, I appreciate this kind of assessing oneself, valuing oneself, to check how much growth has happened. How to check this growth? What are the parameters? You have to see. It's easy to check in this way. Like I told you now, that pleasure, happiness, joy, and bliss. You can just fix ourselves into this formula. How much we are in these categories, then we know. And the second test is that how much love has grown in me. These are the direct verifications. Some people come to me and ask, can you tell me how much I have grown in spirituality? Do you have the power to tell me? Can you scan me and tell? I used to tell them, don't give job to me. I'm a little bit lazy. Better you check yourself. I will give you how to check up. Don't ask me. If I start scanning everyone, this one life is not enough for me. If I report to you, you will get angry on me also. Better you verify yourself. That would be the nice way, like that. So love is the parameter. Before I started meditation or spiritual journey, how much love I was living. Today, how much love I am living. Living love, it is called living love, not theoretical love, practical love. How much I have love in my heart. This is a direct checking of spiritual growth. Of course, these parameters like the happiness, the pleasure, the joy, other things are also of great importance. Let us see what are these parameters. See, the pleasure. Pleasure is widely related with the sense organs, 5 sense organs. How one is, where and when one is getting the experience of pleasure is when someone sees something, when someone listens some good things, maybe a music, maybe a great scenery. Because a material can give pleasure for a short while, maybe 10 minutes, maybe half an hour, and then it vanishes like a smoke, like a clouds. So something inside us is urging to have more longer pleasure. Everybody in the world, nobody is exceptional. So what the mind is giving an idea that, okay, you tasted something now, you enjoyed half an hour, a beautiful experience of pleasure, why don't you cling it? Why don't you hold it? Why don't you possess it? This is how exactly the possession starts. Possession. It wants to possess. Doesn't matter whatever it is. Through the 5 senses. I can say the search for God, the search for divine, the first step is the senses. It starts from here. That's the first taste of God in a way. The senses are giving through pleasure. That's why God has created so many pleasures on the world. I am not condemning any pleasures of the world. They are most welcome. I am not against anything. I am for everything. But I only say, don't stay with the pleasure alone. There is something bigger and longer is waiting for you. Be rich. Be luxurious. Luxurious in happiness. How to travel? So the mind is giving an idea. Okay, you tasted something for 10 minutes, half an hour, you enjoyed a lot, please possess them. So that you will have longer pleasure. Yes, possessed.
Good luck.
For example, she offered a beautiful dinner. I was really researching her food, what are the things inside, so that I can copy tomorrow. So that I will have the same pleasure tomorrow also elsewhere. You know, I found out what are the recipes inside. I was about to take a photo also, but she was... But I remember, I trust my memory. Why this idea is coming is that now we want to prolong the period of pleasure. Today I enjoyed this nice dinner. Why not tomorrow also the breakfast the same way? And dinner the same way? Why not also the lunch the same way? So we want to expand the pleasure. Expansion of pleasure is nothing but searching and seeking. The first step. Otherwise, who is interested to see God? No, it's enough. A salad is enough. Garlic sauce is enough. Pizza is enough. Burger is enough.
Sour cream.
Ice cream is enough. A nice dessert is enough. Why to search God? isn't it? So the mind gives an idea because mind is in a way it's an idiot. It gives only a shortcut route. You know. Okay. We obey to the mind. Right, yes, the taste was good. I am going to imitate tomorrow also the same thing. The fragrance of the garden, flower garden was very nice. I am also going to have the same garden in my home. This is how the repetitions are happening. That's why people want to imitate, copy from others. Because they tasted already somewhere, they want the same thing here. So it's now expanded, the pleasure is expanded to happiness. I am happy now because I have the same recipe in my kitchen. I can make anytime the same delicious food. Okay, little bit relaxed now. I need not run from one street to another street to get that thing because I have around me now in my home with me. Same thing with a car also. You take any object. I'm just giving an example of a delicious food. You can take example of any object in the world. You know, once you travel in a very sophisticated car, it's a great pleasure. I think there was the name of the car itself is a pleasure car. Because it gives pleasure. So now the mind wants to have that car. Okay, we buy it or we borrow it, possess it in a way. Temporarily or permanently, possessing happens. And there is happiness, okay. Little bit longer pleasure. Anytime I can enjoy. That's called happiness. Expansion of pleasure into happiness. But I have permanently with me. The happiness now is expanded a little more. Because I am enjoying whenever I feel like. Right? So rejoicing happens. This is a far better form of pleasure. It started in pleasure, it expanded into happiness. Happiness is related with possessing something. That's why people want to possess everything. Do you know the psychology behind it? Why people want to possess many things? You know? Why people want to expand to the material world? Why they want to keep the bank balance always on the rising up? Why they want to store money for 5 generations, 10 generations? This is the reason. Because the mind gives an idea that you can expand your pleasure with the help of material, with the help of money or a bank balance or whatever. So you can rejoice as and when you feel like. Rejoicing the flower, nice flower garden, rejoicing all the time nice food, rejoicing beautiful car drive, rejoicing the palace like sleeping, bedrooms, etc. Then why these kind of people also searching God? Is it not enough? They have everything what they wanted some years before. Everything is there around them. They have a beautiful car, bangla, this thing, bank balance, relatives, people, all, everything is there. They can go anywhere in the world, they have money. Then why to search again God? Why to disturb God? God is already disturbed for millions of years by millions of people. Why don't God rest well? Day in and day out God is working. For us at least we have holiday on Sunday. Even Sunday, God is very busy on Sunday in fact. When whenever people are on holiday, God is in full time. No? Why can't God rest a while? Why to disturb God? You know. There is a beautiful terminology for God in India. You know what is the term? A synonymous, even a far better word for God? Satchidananda. Satchidananda is a far better word for God. I would prefer this rather than saying God. I hope you'll agree with me. Because the word God has become almost like a unconscious word. I think it's a time to give a retirement for this word. Better to call Satchidananda, Sat Sit Ananda, Sat plus Sit plus Ananda, put together called one word, Satchidananda. Let it be the mantra, Satchidananda mantra. Sat means truth, Chit means consciousness. Put together, the result is Ananda. What is Ananda? It's again an Indian term, Ananta, a beautiful word. Ananta. That's why in some sect, in lineage of spirituality, all the people, the disciples, they will have Ananda as an ending name. Vivekananda, Nityananda, Paramananda, Yogananda is famous in America. Yogananda. All Ananda, ending the name with Ananda. Why the masters are giving such ending Ananda for their disciples or devotees is this reason. Tuesday, we are going to have one more satsang. I would like to visit some caves there. I love caves. You know. Of course, these are all external caves. There is internal cave. Heart is the cave. Wonderful cave. One must know how to open the gate of the cave and go inward. This is a journey of the heart. It will be dark in the beginning. Everything is difficult in the beginning. You should not stop the journey. You have to courageously go. After the darkness, only the light. Because heart means light. The entrance, it will be dark only. You have to go courageously into the cave of the heart. Then we meet bliss. That's the meeting point of bliss. Because the joy, happiness and pleasure is the substance of mind. But bliss is the gift of God and heart also. In fact, the very nature of God or heart is nothing but bliss. You and me is that. It's not a new thing for us. Only thing we have to recognize it. It's already there. One need not find and seek also. Just to open the eyes, and it is there. Just to open the ears, you listen, it's music. This is what exactly Jesus says when he is advising to his disciples and people around him. Those whose eyes can see, those whose ears can listen. This is the meaning. The people around Jesus Christ, they were not blind people. Why he is uttering such a word, extra word? If you have eyes, you see it. If you have ears, you can listen it. Otherwise not. Don't waste your time. You know. By the way, I just have a reminder that when I was in the Springfield, one soul came to me and saw me, and she called me, "You are Matthew." Am I Matthew? She's going to come to her friend. I wish everybody should be Matthew, in one sense. Why, you know? Matthew was so open to Jesus. Matthew is a quality. Instead of seeing Matthew or Peter or John or something like that with a physical identity, better to see the quality identity. I accepted her. Yes, I am Matthew, because I listen. I agree with you, I am Matthew, because I love to see unknown things. I don't want to judge about anything pre-handed. I just want to see. I think everybody should be Matthew-like. That's why they were very close to Jesus Christ. When one satsang, people asked me, only 12 disciples for such a great man? I told them there are many crowds around him, but they are not really listeners. For listening, just a presence of ears alone is not enough. Presence of intelligence is important along with the ears. That's why only 12 people. It is good at least 12 people. If you take the example of the Zen master who has founded this Zen religion, Bodhidharma. Hope you heard about him. Because I am coming from that land. My ashram is just at the foothill of Bodhidharma enlightened place. Please welcome.
I'm coming.
Please. Even before you are coming. He lived so long. He started his journey in Tamil Nadu. He was a great king at that time. He renounced all these things for the higher purpose of searching God. He wanted kingdom of God. He went to China and he just shared his wisdom there. The Shaolin temple in China is nothing but his foundation. They made it into Shaolin temple and so many things like that. Because Chinese are very capable. At the end of his physical body life, before he left his body, he made a statement, one beautiful statement. That statement is that he said, I found out one disciple for me. One disciple for me. What a strange statement. Thousands of people met him in long years of his life, sitting and listening to his talks, his satsangs, his trainings, everything. But he declared, I found out one disciple of my whole life. Now you see, Jesus is much richer, 12 times richer than this Bodhidharma. Because listening is such an art. Because it needs a great intelligence to listen, to understand what is the truth. What is Sat Sit? How I can go through, how I can get it experienced, so that I can be in bliss. It's not only be in the bliss, just bliss, that's all. This is what is known as journey from you to you. Every journey has got some distance. So to cover the distance we need time also. But the journey of you to you has no distance. No time is needed. We travel almost 7 hours, 8 hours from Joplin, Missouri to this place because it is more than 540 miles or so. But this journey has no distance. This journey takes no time. Now is the time. Here is the place. How to be in Sachidananda. Just dropping the unnecessary projection of the future. Just drop the chasing of the past. Have you watched yourself, your mind? Day in, day out, the whole thoughts from the past is chasing you. We are in the running race. That's why we are tired. People think I am working 12 hours, 18 hours, that's why I am tired. Work will never make anybody tired. I can give right now example of my friend Ola Peterson. He is working day and night, almost. I never seen him tired. He knows the secret. Work will not make anyone tired. The tired is because the whole past thoughts are chasing. We are running in front as a running racer. So just stop running. The whole chasing stopped. That's all. That's why it takes no time. Just a decision. You know. Also stop the projection of the tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to live, we know how to handle the situation. Why to project well in advance and keeping another worry? Why can't we demolish the worry creating machine? There is a worry creating machine. The name of the machine is called mind. Why don't you demolish this machine? It's not going to help anyway. Once we decided this much, this is a decision. Spirituality for me is nothing but a decision, a strong decision called Vairagya. Vairagya means a strong determination, a decision to live a life of presence, life of now, living now. Not even trace of past thoughts, not even trace, no episode. Also no projection. More the mind is projecting tomorrow and the future, more the mind is capable of creating worries and anxiety, tension about the unknown. Nobody knows about tomorrow. We only know this moment. This moment is the given moment for everyone. See the complication. The moment we give importance for all the running race of the past thoughts, chasing and projection, we miss the present. If you allow me to give another name for God, I can give synonymous name, even a better name. I told you before, Sachidananda is a far better name for God. I can give you one more name, N-O-W. Now. Now is a far better name for God. That also G-O-D, 3 letters. This also N-O-W. Now means God. God is not just a projection. God is not just an idea of the past. He is ever present. That's what we say, no? God means ever presence. We may live with a physical body for another 50 years, 100 years, but God exists always. We may leave the globe, but God will never leave the globe. Then it must be now only. It's not a past. We can say a past for ourselves. No, in the photo somebody that he lived this year to this year. So, now is the quality. Now is the experience of God. Because God is an experience. It's not simply an idea. One can connect to God and experience what it is. But there is no way to express also. There is a saying in Tamil, Kandavar Vindilar, Vindavar Kandilar. That means those who realized God, they can't express. Those who expressed what is God, they have not seen. I think this is the finest definition of realization. You can realize for yourself. I can realize for myself. There is no way for me. If you ask me, how is your realization? Have you seen God? What was the color of the God? What is height and breadth? How old was he when you found him? Was he a man or she a woman? That's why in India we have God's images in different genders and different ages. Have you not watched that? Look at it all around. Shiva, a male gender, Parvati, a female gender, Balakrishna is a child. All kinds of things have been created in Hinduism. What is the meaning? You can't define. You can't say God is only male. You can't say God is only female. You can't say God is only child. There's no way. Because it's difficult to express, they were trying to put it this way. Because God can't be explained. There are certain things in the world that can't be explained. If I ask you, what is a rose flower, you will explain to me. If you know botany very well, you will go very detailed into explaining what is a rose flower. If I ask you what is God, you become silent. If I again ask you, please define silence. That's why many masters, they never make any satsang at all. They never even talk anything. Even for questions, they are not ready to answer. Because whatever answer is not the definition of God. Whatever said is not the experience of God. Such a difficulty. Doesn't mean that one cannot experience. Everyone can experience God. In fact, we are experiencing every day. At least during sleeping. 6 hours, everybody is experiencing God. On the bed. Bed is a God-seeking place. Not even puja room. Because in the puja room, the mind is there. And the bed, when you're sleeping, the mind is sleeping. When the mind is sleeping, God is realized. Mind has no place. Because mind is full of projection of future and the chasing of the past. A combination. When these two activities are stopped, the presence is established. The very presence, the now, is the experience. Then why we are meditating then? There are thousands and thousands of people meditating in the world. It's growing up day by day. I'm really happy to see people meditating more and more nowadays, everywhere, irrespective of any country. Starting from children onwards, they are meditating. Why? What is the significance of meditation? What's happening in meditation? I think this is the time for us to go detail about why, what's happening, what's the process happening in meditation. What we discussed before, stopping the chasing of the past crowds of thoughts and stopping the mind to project in the future is happening in meditation. Because if we just discuss like this, okay, stop the chasing, stop the projection of the future, let us live in present. It's nice to listen. Is it happening practically? Just close our eyes. Chasing is going on. Running race is going on. Projection is also going on simultaneously. But if you sit in meditation, this happens. This is stopped because divine is helping there. Divine is sitting next to the meditator. Don't think a meditator is alone. A meditator is always accompanied by God. The effort is only made by the meditator. The result is given by God. Sitting very next, not even next, in the heart. Sitting inside the cave of heart. So the ultimate gift when one stops this long running race and also the projection, the gift is joy into bliss. Just one jump, one step. That person is in bliss. The person is in divine power, peak of powers. The person is in a great healing power, because bliss is such a powerful healing power.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti